I'm Donna, and I'm from Indiana. I left the Republican Party a few years ago for several reasons, but one of the major reasons is that the leadership of the Republican Party was trying to get me to believe absurdities. And Voltaire said a long time ago that those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. And that's exactly where we are today. Now, let's look at some of these absurdities, a couple of these big lies. Well, the first lie was that this past election was stolen. Now, we know from so much data, so much science, that this was one of the most secure elections in history, if not the most secure. And there were so many conscientious officials, Republicans and Democrats both, who were secretaries of state, election officials, governors, even the vice president of the United States, who said the results of the election were that President Joe Biden had won the election. There's no doubt about that. But then these absurdities were asked to believe that ballots are coming from China, Venezuela is rigging our voting machines, thousands of dead people are voting. I mean, really, would rational, educated people believe any of this? This is what they want us to believe. Well, if this is happening, then we have to make sure we have a secure election. And how do you have a secure election? You put these draconian bills in place, and what you really are doing is you're disenfranchising a group of people who actually did nothing, absolutely nothing. For example, the Black voters in their districts, so many of them, and this was so unfair, were the people who waited in lines for hours and hours and hours. They shouldn't have been even waiting in line that long. Why is it that they had to even endure that in the first place? And now let's further penalize those people by making it harder for them, making their lines longer, not letting them vote on their days off, not letting them vote during the night. This is an attempt to sway an election in a certain direction, because as even the past president stated, if people are allowed to vote, Republicans will not get elected in this next election. But now is the really sad, tragic part, the atrocity. January 6th. Oh my goodness, that is a major atrocity. And that's what occurred. But now more absurdities, the big ones. This was a love fest. The former president saying people were hugging each other. It was a peaceful protest. Come on, people, what did you see? I saw videos. I saw people with flagpoles of our flag smashing through windows, a police officer being crushed in a doorway. That's not my definition of hugging. That's not my definition of peaceful. And that scaffold with the news and chants of hang Mike Pence? I don't know what your definition of a love fest is, but that's not mine. Now, I'm going to read some quotations. I want to read these because I want to make sure I get them correct. But these were by George Orwell. This is chilling. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. And he further says, in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. Now, let's look at some of these people who told the truth. Liz Cheney. Oh, I admire her for telling the truth, but she was stripped of her position. How about Adam Kinzinger? He told the truth, and he was censured by his party. Lisa Murkowski told the truth, and now she's being threatened by the former president. We have got to make our voices heard because we're the majority, and we need to be loud, and we need to let these who are committing these atrocities and promoting these absurdities, that we don't buy into it. So this is the call to action. Please make your voices heard. You can do it through your vote. You can do it through your writing your representatives. You can do it through where you submit your donations. And mostly, especially in this next election coming up, do everything you can to vote, no matter what is tried to suppress your vote.